Good morning or evening, friends. I hope everybody's doing just fine out there today. This is JP with Wise Guys Gaming, and I'm playing Elden Ring. Okay, here's the thing. I did a lot of wandering, and I did it sound off because my goal was to get some small things done, and I wasn't really going to show you. But then I decided, hey, I'll show you some of the little stuff, right? Well, I played so much, I probably played for a few hours, because searching for some of this stuff ran me into some bosses. And I wasn't expecting bosses. And then I had to fight the bosses. And let me tell you, the bosses aren't easy. So I ended up playing and then winning and then being like, okay, we're good, but I really want to play more. And that is the hallmark of a good game. Make me want to forget what I'm doing. Amen. I'm going to go full pastor here. Sometimes in your life, amen, you find yourself wanting to continue upon your life's journey, and the challenges of your life will somehow make you want to overcome them. And when you overcome, it will give you a thirst to do better and achieve more. And that's what we found ourselves doing in Elden Ring today. So the first thing was I wanted to get this talisman that's down here, and I got a little nervous because last time I went in one of these, I got teleported to a place I didn't need to be in, and they beat the mess out of me, mercilessly. And I'm getting some of these notes, and these notes kind of sound like something's going on, but none's really going on. So I come rolling in with the shield up, ready for action, boss. Ready for action, boss. But it's just a bunch of turtles. And that's it. Like, I was waiting on them to attack me. I was like, oh no, they're going to get me. And then I thought, well, there's a door at the end. Maybe I have to kill the turtles in order to open the door. And I remember the last time I was in a place like this, you didn't have to kill anything. You could just go to the door. I mean, you had to kill what was attacking you, but you could just go to the door. And so I just went to the door. And I said, well, surely something's going to happen here. Something bad has to happen. No. I just picked up my talisman. Well, now that I've got my guard down, I have to get out of here. And those turtles are there for a reason. There is some unseen horror that is waiting to destroy me and devour my soul. And that's not fair, ladies and gentlemen. It's not fair at all. But little do they know, I'm ready. We ready to rock. We ready to roll. We're ready to just walk out. We're just going to walk out. That's all that's going to happen. I'm just going to leave. Why? Because there is nothing here. All that worrying for nothing. We're good. All those notes, all that, hey, look out, there's a pack. Nah, none of that. We're good. So I cheer, and then we go for the next thing, which isn't quite as easy. So here we are now, tracing down a weapon that I might use, I might not. I kind of intend to use now that I've chased it down. And we'll get to it in a second. I actually had myself going the wrong direction, and I'm reading this stuff, and they're talking about big enemies and dragons and all this kind of stuff, so I'm trying to be prepared for what's coming next. And in doing so, I take this little path going up. Just based off what I saw, I got the impression that this was where I needed to go to get to this item. And so I'm trying to be prepared. I'm watching. I saw them say wolves, so I'm not shocked to see the wolves. But, you know, we ain't been worried about wolves since Carrier Manor, you know what I'm saying? We handle wolves. We handle them. And as we continue to move, what will... I'm confused now. Hmm. I feel like this is by time, but it's something I'm missing. I'm sorry. Because now I'm in J. I'm interested to see how this works. I'm sorry. I'm playing a game of chess, and I got hit with something that I wasn't expecting. Kane, if you ever get a chance to see this, you threw me off my guard there. I did something weird, and you did something weirder, and I'm not sure how to take that. I feel like I just fell into your trap. Sorry. So, here I am, realizing that I've gone about as far as I can go, and have gotten really nothing to show for it. So I gotta readjust the plan. I gotta look at the map and see where I'm going, and when I get the opportunity to glance at the map, I can see I'm going, much as Sublime would tell me, the wrong way. And so I have to figure out where I'm getting. Oh, I don't have my marker down yet. So I know where I'm heading, so I got to put the marker down to kind of get to it, and we work from there. Gonna skip some of this because it's just me looking at the map, and we'll be right back at it. Alright, so here we are, off the map. I played my chess move, by the way. I don't know what he's planning. I don't know what he's playing. I think that's the scariest position in chess, to not know what the person's planning, but to know they're up to something. Can't be trusted. Cannot be trusted. So here we are on our march. Also, just a side note, I played chess. And actually, the first time I played Kane, I beat him. And I won. He doesn't know this. I won every single game that day. I played 7 games that day and won every single one of them. And then I went on a massive losing streak that I have yet to recover from. It's a firm reminder that winning is just a precursor for losing. So, shout out to TCU. So, what is he doing? I'm so confused. So, here we are. We find our way going lower and lower down so that we can get to the bottom of this, because that is where we actually need to be. We gotta get to the bottom to get where we're going. We're trying to get to the highway. Or no, it's the high road? I think it's the high road. And I saw this little man running at me. Hey, what's up, pimp? I love that stab down as the critical blow. I don't know why, it just feels so much more visceral. Just Stabitha. Get Stabitha. Marching down. Also, hello and welcome, because this is a long episode and much longer than I anticipated it being. But I know where I wanted to stop. And bruh, like I got a lot done. I got a lot done, so I didn't realize I'd gotten so much done in the interim time, and I was like, oh, so where I want to stop is actually much further than I anticipated. I was going to do like a quick episode of just like finding stuff, and that would have been maybe 15-20 minutes. Excuse me. Actually, no, it probably wouldn't even been 15-20 minutes. It probably would have been right at like 10 minutes of just finding a couple things. But what's the point of that, right? Because you're here for the murder. So, that being said, you can skip forward about 10 minutes and you'll be alright. I'm so confused. Not sure what happened here. I don't like getting shot at. But I do like paying blood for blood. You shoot me, I shoot you with a sword. No? That makes sense? Okay, that's fine. Maybe he's trying to challenge himself. Maybe I'm that bad. Don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. So we move here. So, found the grace on our way to the road. And the goal here is to harass and annoy. Harass, alarm, and annoy. Who else on the road? I did do a lot of killing of these nobles. I was looking for the noble straight sword. I did not. I don't think I did. If I did, I'm going to try to cut out most of the recording I did of just killing the nobles, trying to get the straight sword, because that was the goal for today, was to get the noble straight sword. And the more I've learned about that sword, while from what I understand it's very good, I also understand you can spend hours trying to farm for it, and I just don't have hours to farm for one sword. So, you know, it is what it is. Ain't no problem, I just can't do it. So I have an alternative at this point to the noble straight sword, or noble slender sword. But you know, it is what it is. We ain't tripping. Fight me like a man. Fight me like a man. Wipe yourself off. You bleed. Wipe yourself off, man. Or you dead. You don't do that. We love those. We love the counterattack. We especially love the counterattack when they do a magical attack or a ranged attack and just destroy. Because our counterattacks are hype. Our counterattacks and our charge attacks are hype. They do a lot of damage to poise. Well, I'll get to that later. The build I'm trying to go for, I'm going to be a little more dynamic in the way I attack, using a little more skills and magic and that type of thing. But I don't have myself set up to where I'm prepared for that yet, so I'm not rushing it. We're kind of taking our time. I think I know the direction I'm going. I think I'm pretty sure the direction I'm going with my build. But it's going to require, like, these next, I don't know, 30 or 40, something going on with my computer. These next 30 or 40 levels should be interesting. Kind of see where we go from there. But I tell you, we ain't scared of no giant, bro. We just are not scared of the giant. We've fought enough of them to where we just know how to handle it. My computer's bugging out. Let me make this. Lucky me, still recording. But yeah, we're just not scared of the giant. We've had enough fights with giants. I spent most of my leveling getting over leveled in the valley where there are a lot of giants, or in the mountain where there's a lot of giants, and we just kind of have a pretty good idea of how to fight them. Get back, boy. What you really want from me? Oh, you missed. If you know something about some of the builds, and you'll probably get an idea of what I'm going for. Actually, very soon. Couple slashes in. Oh, I wanted the critical right there. Didn't get it, but it doesn't matter. He's gone. Now let me show you how you can be both smart and stupid. I came here smartly to get the things that I wanted and needed for battle. And stupidly, I didn't look the right way for the item that I needed, and I actually get distracted by my waypoint marker. Because Elden Ring has this really neat thing they do with their waypoint marker where they actually put the physical marker there, and it gets smaller. When you get to it, it gets smaller and eventually fades from existence. I knew I was looking for an item, and I looked over and saw a light, and I was like, oh, that's it. That's the item I need. No, dummy. That's your waypoint marker. Players mess up sometimes. Anyway, then I remember that there's usually a chest in the back of these. Pop open the trunk, you know what I'm saying? Pop trunk on these foes. And I have the tree spear now. I am not able to properly wield the tree spear now, but this will get me the direction I need to go on my journey. So now that we've got that out of the way, we're going to get into a slightly meatier... I guess it would have been about a 15-minute video, huh? Still very small. I've got enough Elden Ring videos as it is for me to keep piling these on. I'm going to try to get as much done as I can. I'm going to try to make the episodes a little bit longer, but I want to cut out more fluff. The only reason I didn't cut this part out was just because I wanted to make sure you guys kind of got a sense of the direction I'm going. Going to be hopefully using that lance with the full build, but I need to be like level 100 or so to get there. Start looking around for another part of the build I'm looking for, and it brought me to this place that I have never been to, which is why you're getting this right here, because, well, I rolled in the wrong hood. I rolled up in the wrong hood. All these runes I got, gone. These boys don't play. They do not play games. And I don't know what to do. He didn't play. I have no idea what he's doing, other than playing poorly. Very poorly. Kane, if you ever watch this, I have no idea what you just did. I don't know if you're just, trying to make me feel good about myself. At which point, thanks for the self-esteem. But, I mean, you made a couple of plays that I just don't understand, bro. And I know you're smarter than that. I feel like a parent. I just know you're so much smarter than that. I feel like you were trying something new. And unfortunately, me playing like a madman probably ruined that. Anyway, stabbing this guy in the back, because I never got a chance to fight one of these guys one-on-one. Shoot, I don't know what they're capable of. And the only way to tell what they're capable of is to get one in a fight. See what they want to do. Go big girl, what you gonna do? And they're not that hard. It doesn't look like it. They have attack patterns that I'm not used to, so that's something I'd have to work on. But they don't seem to be very difficult alone. In packs, a little bit more difficult, and even more so than that, when you have one that is an archer who's in the back and he can just sit back and shoot at you the whole time and leave giant arrows sticking out your chest. Yeah, that's a little bit more rough. Again, trying to follow where I'm going here. To what will eventually be the ultimate part of this episode. I don't know if you played the game or not. If you have, you might know where I'm going. It's actually turned out to be a lot more fun than I anticipated. I'm not sure what I want to use for the what do you call it? The thumbnail right now. Look at that! Look at the size of that arrow. There you go. There's one sticking out. That boy is a sniper. Good gravy. There's two things I kind of want to use for the thumbnail. I don't know which one I'm going to use, so I might end up using both. And we haven't gotten to it yet. We haven't gotten to it yet. I also found out that I'm not ready for wildlife. We'll get to that in a second. Look at this man. Oh, you don't want it. Now he's strong enough to kind of take my counterattacks without being staggered in the first one, but not strong enough to really handle me in a fight. Stabitha still has the upper hand on this. Get jumped on. You don't really want it, and I don't really want none of that archer, so we're gonna try to be a little squirrely here. When I say I want no parts of the archer, I mean I want no parts of the archer. None whatsoever. So we roll up, trying to follow the beacon where we're heading, and we run into something I haven't seen. Well, actually, I've seen a bear before. But this bear is very fast, causes bleed, and he hits very hard. Oh, and did I mention tough as nails? Tough as nails. This boy is just out here haymakering out, just swinging for the fences. And of course, my thought process is, well, what better thing to do than to go back and get that rematch? You know what I'm saying? Knuckle up, homie. Knuckle up. So back to the bear I go. And so here we are. Bear fight round 2, electric boogaloo. So here's the thing about the bear fight. And I think it's very important. The first time I fought this bear, I dealt literally 0 damage. Literally. So I wanted to see how this is going to go with me ready to fight. And as you see, this is basically fighting a boss for my character. The amount of damage that I do is so minuscule that there is legitimately no reason to continue this fight. However, we've already started. We took a big bite out of this bear stew. We took a big bite out of this bear stew. And so we got to see it through. There are kids in Africa who are starving, so we have to eat all of our food, right? I apologize to anybody in Africa. Get offense to that. That's what they used to tell me all the time. We have to eat. People in Africa are starving. It's like that. You say I do it, you get hungry. What if I'm just hungry? Well, that's not how it's gonna go. Bummer. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but it still works. That still works. We end up like swimwear. Actually, kind of like that, dude. So, me versus the bear. I've maybe got 5%. Maybe 5%. But I'm doing okay. Like, I'm not losing this fight. This is still a winnable fight. But the amount of stamina, and you can see what that turtle talisman is doing for my character. Like, the amount of time it takes to get back to full from focus, or from blocking, is drastically slower. I was going to say tremendously slower, but drastically slower. Or the recovery time is drastically less. Let me say that. It's coming up faster, not slower. Take a step back. Ain't gonna be no bear hug. Take that. Like Kobe and Shaq, so take that. We are getting close to 50% health. We've been fighting this bear for quite some time, and we're almost halfway done. Oof, he's such a monster. But we're dealing pretty decent damage. We're staying on him. This is where things start to go bad. I tried to take a sip and got clobbered by a lunging attack, which brought me back down, which means I have to take another sip. So that's a lot of time I could have spent trying to whittle him down that I couldn't because I had to get my health back. And now I'm down basically 2 flasks when I should have only been down 1. I got bit. And now we're in death range again, so I kind of need another flask. hit on the roll, so I gotta use yet another one. And again, we're maybe at 50%. Probably closer to 40. And that's when the decision was made to just get up out of dodge. Get out of dodge, bro. Get out of dodge, bro. Of course, you get hunted down. Kind of what I expected, but, you know. So the goal then became, we will not die to the bear again. At least not right now. We need to get by the bear. And so that became the new plan. Get by the bear to get to where we need to go. We still got to go further down this. The bear is probably going to chase us for a little bit. And if he sinks his teeth into us, he's definitely going to kill us. But we got to get by the bear. So that's the new plan. So we're back on brand with the plan to avoid the bear. Why? We ain't got to fight that bear. That bear is tough, boy. I barely do damage to it, and it kills me in hits. Almost hit, but in hits? Nah. No. Yeah, I don't know what died, but thank you for dying. And again, we're just going toward this area. Look at that. Evasive maneuvers. Ow. Evasive maneuvers. And we have arrived near our point of where we're trying to get to. And are you playing Elden Ring if you don't see something just standing in a field and get a little bit of pause? I see this headless knight out here just chilling, and I have a little pause. I'm thinking tree sentinel. I'm thinking, you know, all kinds of issues. But I'm also thinking he can catch these hands. Because, you know, he just teleported. He just teleported. Twice. Okay. But the difference between this and the bear that I fought is that one hit deals pretty decent damage. So suddenly I'm looking at this as this is a fight that we can win. As you can see, I don't have many flasks, and that is because I did a few things before this, and I got messed up with my flasks. But I drank at a bad time because the last time I did a slash like that, he teleported. And so I figured this time he would also teleport. He did not, and I died. So now we have to get back. But again, we ain't fighting the bear, so it's all good. We'll be back in a minute. Here we go again with my favorite time of day, and that is escaping Yogi and Boo Boo. Hey there, Boo Boo. We have a picnic basket for you. And I love it. I'm not gonna lie, I love it a lot. But we want to keep pressure on. Actually, yes, let's do that. We want to keep pressure on this knight this time, as opposed to allowing him to kind of move around. Carte blanche. You know, we want him to have a little trouble. That's the goal. And so, once again, it's me versus... And apparently a bug. A bug has come along. But that's cool. I think I can handle this knight. And I don't know what that status effect is. I don't know if that's chill, or lightning shock, or death, or whatever that is. But I don't like it because I don't know what it is. Get a little space this time before we get a little swig on. And we right back in the fight. That little bug is getting on my nerves though. Oh, what you want? And that was a bad roll because an attack like that, I should be counterattacking. This time he did disappear. That gauge is getting higher, but we got a stagger. I wasn't expecting the stagger, so we just hit him with a hit. Either way, free damage. That dude's getting on my nerves. And as you see, this fight is going very easily in our favor. Unlike the bear, he caught these hands. Or she, I don't know. I think that's game. That puts him in check. And then I think he has to move the knight, which is mate. And he gave me that one. 87%, right? 95.5. $95.5. That's insane. Alright, so this is where we're looking for, and the beast eye quivers. I don't know what that means. All I know is the beast eye quivers. We killed the knight. We're in this little place, and I don't know what to look for. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm going to keep some of this in. I don't know how much I'm going to keep in, because this is embarrassing. I didn't know what to do here. I did not know what to do here. I'm telling this in retrospect. I had to look up what to do here. I don't know who the first person is who thought of this on their own and figured this out. Did I kill him? I don't know if I killed him. Most skeletons that you fight, once they're down, you hit them again and they die. They die. Sometimes that's not the case, and that is the case in these catacombs. I will go ahead and tell you now, since I'm already being 100% honest with you. I had to look it up. There are necromancers here, and I think there are a couple that I've seen before that have necromancers. But let me tell you something. I was not ready for this little catacombs. I was not ready for this catacombs. Okay, I'm gonna play my first, maybe my second run completely, and then kind of go into what I had to look up and find out. I don't know how you figure this out about it. I just don't know. Yo. Did I play a bad move? Sorry, look at this chess game. Hang on, 1 second. Give me 1 second. Bro. I didn't play a single mistake? I didn't play a single mistake, inaccuracy, or blunder. That's insane. That is insane. Sorry. So, what I was looking for here was a talisman. And much like the last one, was inside of a place that I had to... Oops. Oops. I hope you accept that. That was potentially the greatest game of chess I've ever played. So, in doing so, I'm looking around here, and I figure maybe this is like the other one, where you get past the golem. You know, you use the key, for the stone sword key for the golem, and then you can go inside and get the item, because there's clearly an item, you know. And I was like, because I'm getting worked. These skeletons are just beating the crap out of me. Clearly it didn't work here. But my thought process was, now that it's open, if this is the item that I need, I'm just going to run in and get it, and I'm going to back on out, because I don't need this. I don't need it. At this point, I still have no idea what to do. Because I thought I was killing these skeletons, and while they're on the ground, they're getting back up while I'm hitting them. And that's not what I anticipated in the least. I think I only played. I'm sorry. I'm still stoked with this chess game. I think the only reason I played so well is because he made some decisions that were kind of weird, and every decision I made was apparently at least decent to counter what he was doing. Normally, when people make weird decisions, I make weirder decisions, and things just fall apart. That is not what happened this time. I'm sorry. You can't see the chess game. I'm stoked. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna look at it. I'm not gonna look at it again. I'm not gonna look at it again. Also, he challenged me again, and I pressed the wrong button. So, Kane, if you can hear this, I pressed the wrong button. I was trying to go back and look at something and send a message. It said I had 3 messages. I was trying to check that, and in doing so, apparently I closed out of the game. I apologize. But I sent you a rematch invite right after that. Anyway, down the stairs we go. There's a lot of Kane talk on this one. This is the Kane episode. Shout out to Kane. Grab me an axe. Ask you a question, and that lets me know that the item that I'm looking for is not, and I repeat, not the item that I have received. I'm looking for a talisman. I got an axe, so I have to do more work in this catacombs, and I'm starting to wonder whether or not I need to just leave and come back. But it's a stubborn kind of day. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a real stubborn kind of day. So I decided, you know what? Let's figure out what to do with these. Killed him. He's by himself. So I try to kill him again, and as you see, he is not dying. What I learned is the stuff coming off of him is necromancy magic, and it will continue to revive him indefinitely. Indefinitely. I could stay here all day. You have to kill the necromancer, which is the guy in the... I guess it's kind of like a green shirt. Back up off me. With the little like stocks on his neck or whatever. You have to kill them, and that will not only release the magic that keeps these guys alive, but it actually automatically kills any skeleton with the necromancer. Just keep that in mind if you're running it. Which is something I could have figured out. I think I've actually had to deal with that once before in this game, but it's been so long I kind of forgot. A scimitar. A scimitar. I don't want you guys. I don't guess I necessarily mind. But there was another part of this puzzle that I don't think I would have figured out. Sorry, I declined. I pressed the wrong button. Okay. So here we are, Masters of the Universe, moving down the stairwell. And the thought process here was to make my weapon holy and see if that worked in killing this thing. And as you see, it did not. There is but one way, and that way is not it. Into these traps. Easy though. Trap King. Trap King 97. And then I dropped down into this little area with the crabs and whatnot. Now here's the fun part. I thought it was going to happen, and sure enough it did. Giant crab. And it just so happens I'm hungry. So we're going to cook and eat these crabs. We just got to kill them first. We ain't scared of no crabs. I mean, not in this context. There may be other contexts where we're scared of crabs. This is not the context. Trying to keep pressure on the little crab. But he's got me in dire straits. Take a little sip. Take a little sip. Take a little sip. Take a little sip of me. Oh my friend. Drink a little potion. Sorry. What I did not realize is that there's not just one giant crab. There are actually two. One pops up on the entrance. They actually pop up at the same time. So there's nothing you can do to get that spell. I actually walked around the first room after this a couple times, just to kind of see when that crab triggers. He does not trigger until you get into the room, and the second one triggers. But they're relatively easy to kill. They're not super tricky. The skeleton here is probably the trickiest part of this particular fight that I'm doing right now, just because I can figure out the attack pattern of the crab and adjust myself to it. But it's kind of hard to figure out when you see your opening, a skeleton is there to kill both of you. But now even the skeleton's dead. Ta-da! So here's the problem. I don't know where to go now. I do not know where to go now. And I will tell you this, without making you sit through the next, I guess, 5 or so minutes of watching me wander around right now. I went to every wall that I could find and tried to hit it to see if it maybe was like a illusory wall. I started looking for switches and buttons and levers and everything I could to try to get this taken care of. I actually started walking around with my torch to try to see if I couldn't find something that I was missing, because clearly this is the end of the path I was taking and there's more to this catacombs. I'm not going to make you sit through the boring detail, but I'm going to try to get to the part that I had to look up. And once I looked it up, I kid you not, I legitimately was like, that's actually really neat. I never would have thought of that. Not once. Would not have thought of it. So let's just get there. Look at me. Look at me go. I read all the messages. Oh, you save a little time. I'll be right back. I didn't realize how long that was. I honestly did not. It was about 20-30 minutes that I spent wandering around this place trying to figure something out. And failing miserably until I looked it up. And again, the necromancer part, I probably could have figured out. I just didn't figure out. This is the part I would not have figured out. You have to ride the traps. You have to ride the trap up to get to the second part. That's a necromancer that I just passed. Need to kill him. Did not do it. Now I'm getting attacked from both sides. In that wobbly pyramid. The wobbly H. There's another one. There's another one. And I don't think, honestly, at this point, while I had read there were necromancers, I don't think I had figured out exactly which ones they were just yet. Clearly, because I'm attacking the wrong thing. I knew there were necromancers. I knew they controlled the skeletons. And I'm running right by him. It's really sad to watch now. Kind of obvious. The thing is, I had killed one of them before. In one of my other runs, I had killed one of them, but I did not see the full effect of that. And that's the full effect. That skeleton dies. It takes a second or two, but that skeleton dies. Once you kill the one that controls him, the skeletons themselves die. And so I come back out. Want to test the theory. Kill a necromancer. And watch the skeleton die. And so at this point I can get a little hype. SUCCESS, that's the way we spell success. Want to get healing. Another thing I found is that there is an illusory wall that helps you to the next part. While I probably would not have discovered this early on, I was hitting every wall prior to this. So I knew there may have been something somewhere, but I would not have known this is where I needed to go. Actually, no, I take that back. I probably would have jumped down that hole that I just sent him down. But because I knew there was an illusory wall, again, I knew there was an illusory wall because what I'm looking for happens to be on the other side of the wall. And so, ladies and gentlemen, but it looks like it, right? The wall looks different. Look at the bricks. The bricks look different. It's in a perfect little hallway, passageway. All that stuff is there. So, hooray for that. And I thought about going back to save or to heal up before I went in. And then I just decided, nah, man, let's go for it. Let's go for the goal. Now, what we get to see here is non-vampire Hunter D is here to fight alongside us if we need him. I don't want to bring nobody I ain't got to bring, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to go knuckle up first, see what we can do. And that's when I ran into this bad Bama Jamma. The Black Knife Assassin. So, first gauge, kind of see what they can do. And then test and see how much damage we do. We're doing relatively decent damage. That 100 damage is actually hitting him pretty hard. And we're getting staggered. So I feel good about it. Yeah, what you want, boy? What you want? Look at that. And he gets rocked when he gets hit. And that helps. But we are low on potions. And he has a grab. That's so beast. I'm sorry, that looks so good. I don't know who did the animation on that, but they deserve a raise. It's not too late to give him a raise. Uh-oh, burpee. So we know where we're going. We know how to get there. And now we know exactly how to deal with the skeletons. We know everything we need to complete this dungeon. Kinda. A little bit. You'll see what I mean. We delve deeper into the heart of the dungeon. Oh, look, it's the necromancer. What happens? All these skeletons, they die, eh? That gives us the opportunity to go a little deeper. We go deep and we don't get no sleep. But there are still a couple of skeletons that are available. Because they are controlled by this one up here. He controls both this fire pot throwing skeleton, as well as I think 2 or 3 skeletons at the bottom that are just bow and arrow. And then there's, I think, 3 skeletons in this room, and they are controlled by the necromancer on the far wall here. I think what kills me is the necromancer. You never see the necromancer do anything to like show that he's controlling them. I guess if you see the black flame on his torch, you can kind of make the inference, but you don't really see him do anything to cast this spell. Just fine. That's one of the things I like about Elden Ring, and that's one of the things I like about From Software games is that they don't feed you anything. You have to kind of watch for it. Ready? Look at this. That's how you know I'm feeling it. I do my little dance. Do your dance. It's your chance. It's the space game. Put him in a corner. I know he's got. There he goes. I say I know he's got fans. I don't want to fall down there because I think it kills me. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. But at this time, I sincerely thought it killed me. And I want to make sure I kill these guys, but I have to be careful and time it properly. Kill us all. Look for the opportunity. You got it. And now we got one dead, the other one is easy peasy. Kind of the way I handle that. Once I kill one of these skeletons, I just need enough time to make sure I'm not getting hit while I'm hitting the remains on the ground to get him out the way. Again, D is ready for battle. I just don't want D to have to do it, you know what I'm saying? Whoops, wrong button. I messed that up tremendously. So we go in again for battle. Dramatic walk up. And there are no summons in here. So if you ain't got D, it's just you and the assassin. Got him. Got him. You gotta be close to stun right now. Yeah. Oh, get run through. Get grabbed. Get stabbed. Assassin's Creed, and it's over. Over yet again. This guy is pretty rough. But at a certain point, I just decided it's important for me to win this. So let's just go ahead and use D and see what we can do. I think I tried it maybe 2 or 3 more times without D, and then I went straight to D. Because sometimes you need the Hunter of the Dead. That's what we need. Nothing more. If you thought something different, get your mind out the gutter. Let's go! So here we are. Once again. And here's the plan, right? We've dealt damage. We've lost a couple times. I kind of get more about his pattern. But I know I need help. I'm barely getting him to 50%. I need help. And so I bring out the D. And what do we know? The attack pattern change. He's never done that before. He has never done that before. That is such a weird attack. Starts off with it. Dopeness. I like it. But now the battle begins. Me and D versus the Black Knight Assassin. And quite frankly, he's catching his hands. He is catching the hand. What's he gonna do? Other than get mollywopped. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know what he's doing. He's actually doing a pretty good job against two of them. But luckily we have D. And at a certain point, we want to do kind of like we did with Renala, and that's just overwhelm him with attacks. Just be on top of him at all times and just hit him as much as possible. If we take damage, come back. That's a really neat attack D did there. If we take damage, we want to come back and make sure we get healed. Apparently D can take his own potion, and we're just gonna D hit me, D hit me. That's a tough attack. And my goal is just to stymie. Stay on. And not to get hit. What is that? D's got all these neat attacks. I don't have any of those. I think that's Sacred Blade he's using. I need to get that. Put that on my sword. I just don't know what sword I want to put it on yet. Get stabbed by Stabitha. Keeping pressure on him. I want to take a step back so I can heal to full, and the reason is because if he grabs me, if he hits me with that grab, the fight is over. I think it does about 70% of my health. That grab. because at one point on another attempt, I took the potion to full right before getting grabbed. Like as soon as the animation stops, he runs over and grabs me and stabs me. And it's about 70% damage. But right now, oh, we looking pretty. We can just run the whole time if we want to. But that's not what we do. You know, it's me and D. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what attack that is because we've never done it before, except when we first walked in this time. I do know he's dead though. And that's what we're looking for. The Assassin's Knife Talisman. My boy's gone. And now we have the opportunity to go back to the beginning of the cave, which is great. Not 100% great, but great. I still don't know what I'm doing. So I had to look it up. And what I found is that hole that I accidentally knocked that skeleton through at the beginning, that's actually the direction I have to go. This is not what I was supposed to do. There's actually a boss here. There's an tree boss. Tree. And we have to get down there and kill the boss down there. I am expecting the cat. As you saw on the way to the assassin, it's lined with statues of the cat. So I'm expecting that creepy fire-tailed cat again. We've fought 2 of them so far. Let me do this and let's get to where we're going. Alright, we're back in the game, man. And like I said, look around you. It's a little weird flame-tailed cat. He's everywhere. Almost died right there. That'd have been embarrassing. After we just killed that assassin, that'd have been embarrassing, boy. But we know we still got work to do. And what I've discovered is, by reading, I don't feel bad, okay? Look, I know I'm doing relatively blind run, so I don't look for things that are gonna, like, I've been watching a couple more playthroughs. I don't watch playthroughs beyond where I am, which is difficult in a lot of places because I go different directions than the rest of the players go. I think there's one place, I still haven't figured out how they got to it, but there's like a catacombs with a bunch of traps that I still don't know how they got to. But I don't feel bad because I didn't go that direction. I don't know where that direction is. I could go back and watch and figure out how they got there, but I don't want to. I'm playing my own game. So if they went somewhere I didn't, that's fine. If it's not a place that's required for me to go, that's fine. There's a couple of places that I went that they didn't go. And you know what? That's fine too. Because one of the people that I'm watching play, I'm watching the Ludwig playthrough. And he plays like a person who's ready to beat the game. Now that being said, I think he was playing straight through it. Like he streamed the entire time he played. But watching his playthrough is very interesting because he plays like somebody who's like, what's the next level? Let's get that done. And he's done some stuff that I haven't done, and I've done some stuff that he hasn't done. I know he played this, he beat this a long time ago, but it's really weird to watch him go to places. And if it's something that I think I might end up, someplace I might end up at, then I will stop right there and see if I can get there. But like, he took 2 or 3 stops that I did not take before he got to Ray Lucaria Academy. And then he just, the time I took going through Ray Lucaria Academy, he blazed through. Like he went through so fast. So fast. He basically just kind of ran up the door, ran up the stairs, ran into the room, ran past all the bad guys, and then killed Radigan, and then ran almost directly to where Renala was. He died a lot in between, but he just, I mean, all the fights that I kept having, he just didn't have to fight. He just kept running straight. And I kind of respect it. But, that said, I don't know where he's going. And so I want to kind of get some of the stuff I want to do out of the way first. Also want to watch, I kind of watched Maximilian do, but I don't think he gets to Raya Lucaria Academy until much later. I think I stopped any playthrough I was watching. I stopped watching after they beat, well, I can't think of the guy now. Not Godric. Godric? Yeah, Godric, because I watched him beat Margaret. Still Margaret. And then I watched them fight Godric. And in watching them fight Godric, I got a sense of who they were, how they played, that kind of thing, and what they were really looking for. Max likes to play his very slowly and kind of go through it. But he also goes some directions I don't go, and he does a lot of things I don't do. And I stopped everybody after they beat Godric to figure out where I was going next. Once I got to and through Raya Lucaria Academy, I was like, okay, cool. I can go back and watch it. It does not look like Max is going to be anywhere near Raya Lucaria for quite some time. So I'm kind of scared to watch his playthrough because he's so far ahead. Or he may be so far ahead. I don't know where he goes. However, I might kind of check it out now because I know where I've been. And now that I know where I've been and I've done things that are relatively substantial, like through this playthrough, I've done some things that are relatively substantial. I got some achievements. And this was just, honestly, this was just like, hey, improve your build a little bit. You know, find some items and equipment and stuff and kind of hone in what you want to do. And in doing so, I actually got myself through some campaign stuff. Not campaign, but like some story stuff, you know. And I'm okay with that. I found somebody I had missed earlier, which led me somewhere that I had not thought about going. And then I ended up fighting a couple bosses. And finding myself in a place that I was not expecting to be in, but also potentially where I need to go. So I feel good about this. And that is why these games are so cool, because everybody's going to have a Godric story, everybody's going to have a Margaret story, everybody's going to have a Red versus Radical story. You're not going to have, not everybody's going to have like the Ancient Beast stories, you know, the Catacomb stories. Not everybody's going to have a Black Knife Assassin story. And you can go an entirely different direction that somebody else is. Even with like the original Elden Scrolls, with the additional Dark Souls and stuff like that, you can start something and go an entirely different direction and have an entirely different build as somebody else. And it's just really neat. Your road, your first boss, other than I guess a tutorial boss in Dark Souls, your first boss could be vastly different from the first boss somebody else fights. I watched Day9 play through Dark Souls 2, and he's talking to somebody else when they play it, and that guy knows where he's going. And Day9 almost immediately turns into, was it Heidenheim's Tower or whatever, as like almost a level 1 character. And he's learning combat that way because he's learning how to fight, but he's also having a much more difficult time than if he had gone a different direction. And I like that. I really appreciate the way these games do. I'm rambling, but you know. What you want, bro? What you really want from a killer? It's too late. Better bang, bang. Every time you call me, it's with the same thing. Let me go kill the cat. I have a lot of runes, and I decided, hey, before I go fight this giant cat downstairs, why don't I try to get rid of some runes? Because I got a bunch, and I don't want to be nervous playing. What'd they say? Aww. Congratulations to Cousin Kanissa on a Masters. Nope, sorry. Bachelor's of Science in Business Management. That's fantastic. With a minor in entrepreneurship and small business. Congratulations to you. I wish I had fireworks. I think I have another cousin that's going for the Masters. I think. I don't know. I don't remember. That's a very nice feat. Congratulations to her. And all the best. She's got her own business. She does all this kind of stuff. It's not fair. Everybody's just doing so much. Everybody's doing so well. Everybody. You listening. You're doing so well. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. Get out there, make your strides, do your thing. All right. Now that we got that taken care of, get a quick little level up. And then we go to fight the cat. Now, I have said repeatedly that we're going to fight the cat because that's what I figured I was going to fight. The cat. Why? Or is it a cat or a dog? Whatever it is. Cause I think they call it watchdog, like burial ground watchdog. But it looks like a giant. It looks like a really skinny cat. Like Mr. Bigglesworth. Mr. Bigglesworth. And I knew that my summon would be available down there because every time I go into one of these, my summon's available. And I walked in there, and it's not a cat. See the skeleton, but I don't see the bad guy until right now. What the flying farfignugan just happened? What in the flying fornication just happened? What in the falafel just happened? What in the Freaknik 96 just happened? OMGs. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting the spider face guy. This reminds me of, what is it, Ganados from Resident Evil 4? That's what it feels like I'm fighting. Like I shot it in the head, and then it burst open, and that giant thing popped up, and it's just like, and destroys me. And so now that I know I'm not fighting the cat, I have to change my tactics. The problem is, there are these skeletons. And the big change to the tactic is, whatever that green goop is, yeah, we do not get hit by that. I mean, I see it teleports and all that kind of stuff. We do not get hit with the green goop. That's not the plan. The problem is I'm getting shot up. You understand? I'm taking so much damage just from the skeleton. And even my marionettes are having a really difficult time right now. And they're not doing a whole lot of damage. Trying to get a good sense of how much damage I do, like a good charge shot. Doesn't go very well, man. But look at that. Look how much damage I dealt. Yes, they got the blood loss. Yes, I took a massive amount of damage. But 1 or 2 hits, and I'm dealing massive chunks of health here. Oh. Thank you, skeleton. Just happy the skeleton killed me so he didn't feast on my head again. That's a terrifying... Look, this game has some terrifying monsters. Not all of them. Not all of them. But, Lord have mercy, does it have some monsters that It's got some beasts that you don't want to turn the corner in the middle of the night and find out. You do not want to see them. And that just is what it is, man. Let's do this. Nope again. Sorry. Get a little confidence booster on the way back down, but I got hit, so not that much confidence. Don't know why I got this in my hand. This is ridiculous. That was a really bad decision. Now we got the wolves out there, boy. We got the wolves out there, boy. And it's not working. The wolves are dying. I'm still getting shot up by skeletons. And being hunted by this giant smoky specter. Yeah. Take that. Like Cody and Shaq. And so it was at this point that I devised a new plan. The plan was simple. We're gonna bring in the mercenary. My best friend, Kaiden Mercenary. And the plan was, we're gonna go after the skeletons and let Kaiden tank and do whatever he can do. But my goal was to go after the skeletons. I wanted to use Kaiden instead of the mercenaries, or the marionettes, because the marionettes tend to just kind of fire indiscriminately. And it's a little more difficult to deal with. So I figured the Kaiden would be a little tankier, and that'll give me just a little more time to go around and take care of these skeletons that are dotting me up. Ninja Kaiden. But we also have to be careful because we are being hunted by this shroud. It's shade. We back up, try to make sure it aggroes the Kaiden. And then the goal simply becomes deal as much damage to as many skeletons as possible. Kill as many of them as we possibly can. Particularly ones like this one, who can shoot arrows. We've already lost our mercenary. He did a very good job. And now we have to be careful because the shade is going to aggro us as well. So now we want to kill the rest of the skeletons, but we do have the shade hunting us down. But there's only one skeleton remaining. What I know is, if I can get him staggered, then I win. Against the skeleton league. Because any attack that Shade does while I'm killing the skeleton is going to pass through me. Now, it's a one-on-one fight, and the new goal is, do not get hit by the green stuff. Ow, ow. And now we have yet another new goal, which is be careful of blood loss, because that happens very quickly with this. And it'll kill me. However, look at the amount of damage that we're doing. Well past 50% damage, and we haven't had to do too much yet. So I'm thinking with one or two good counters, that should be the end of it. Got a hit off, not the one we needed. Take another sip. Take another sip. Take another sip. We want to close in to make sure we deal some decent damage. Cannot get hit with the green stuff. Cannot. Not allowed. Almost dead. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's take our time. Make sure we're healed up to full. Because doing something wayward gets us killed. So we're going to take our absolute precious time on this. We got the flask. There's no need to rush it. And now the shade is dead. Terrifying enemy. Terrifying enemy. But we were able to best it. We were able to survive the assault. We got the item that we needed. We killed two bosses. A mini boss and a main boss. For this area. I mean, I guess they're both mini bosses in this because they're not story bosses, but both of them did. Both of them. I don't know why I thought something bad was going to happen when I did that, but okay. I'm assuming the death rot is why the beast eye quivered. I can take that back to that guy in the cathedral I just don't know how much I trust that. Was it Beast Hunter or whatever? I don't know how much I trust him. Like, I kind of feel like I'm going to give him this death rod, and he's going to turn around and be like, oh, by the way, I'm creating all types of terrible things to eat you alive. Ta-ta. Tuna tartar. Either way, that's a win, baby. That's a win. We did the daggum thing. Huh. Huh. I think so. So, before we leave, we made the decision to give this boy another shot. Since he keeps respawning, he can catch it. I wonder what spawned. I'm sure he dropped something. We need to check that. See what. Because if he continues to respawn, he's gonna drop something. Either it's gonna be that chest piece, the shield, the sword. It's gonna be something like that he's gonna drop. And I'm kind of interested. I might want it. The armor. I might farm him because he's not that hard. I mean, he takes a little bit of time, about 5 minutes. So. Honestly, he takes about 5 minutes on a bad run. Either way, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.